Good morning, fellas. My name is Gabriel Mendoza. Welcome to your first video on the channel Fuerza MX on the subject exercise and physical activity. I promise you were following along my transformation. So let's see my body composition. Let's see how much is muscle, how much is fat. This is a bioelectrical impedance measurement. So it's gonna send 3 electrical currents, very low currents for the body. Every tissue has a very different level of hydration. So muscle is 70% water, bone is under the 7%, and fat is hydrophobic. So the current will find different resistance to go through these tissues, and this is how we're gonna estimate our body composition, see what we're made of, and let's see how I did after December and all the eating. So let's step on it. First, you have to enter every single data of you. Your height, your age, your weight, your gender, so we'll be able to get the percentage of body fat and muscle. Let's get on it. Very well. Come close and you'll see. Right now, I'm weighing 82.3 kilograms. My body mass index is 27. This is the very important measurement, body fat, 29.4%. Very, very high. A healthy man has to be between 10 and 20%. As for muscle, I have 34.6, really not very high. At least I gotta get 40% to be considered really healthy. And finally, my resting metabolism, 18,005 calories. So this is my starting point. Let's start working. Very, very excited for you to come with me, get motivation, and actually start transforming yourself. Maybe you don't have this device. Just measure the circumference of your waist, see your weight in the bascule, and look at yourself in the mirror. This is very important so you can check your progress. You saw my starting point. Let's go ahead and train for today. Let's go. Very well, friends. I'm getting here to the park where I will be training today. It's for you to see that there's actually not a reason to avoid your training session. You can do it virtually anywhere. As long as you're executing correctly your exercises and getting the intensity you need, you're gonna get good results. So we're getting here. Let's look for a place where it's not so sunny. I don't want to get really sweaty today. I don't want to get cancer skin. So let's look for some fresh spot with lots of trees, so that the site will be stimulating for you, that you enjoy to be there. It's really important for you to start looking at exercise as a moment of the day that you dedicate for yourself, for maintaining yourself, feeling better, increasing your lifespan and your quality of life, which is very important. So someplace that you actually feel comfortable, you want to be there. There's some trees around here. I'm gonna be there today. Today's training is fit for anybody, whether you're a man or a woman, young or old, as long as you're a beginner. If you're really advanced, this workout is not going to be a challenge for you. But most people in Mexico are obese. We are very obese, so most likely you're a beginner like me. Let's get this done. First of all, I want to talk about some benefits of physical activity. In health, we obviously have the benefit of preventing the apparition of chronic disease that right now are a burden for the whole world. If you have any relative that is obese, has diabetes, high blood pressure, it's very important for you to consider that you have a higher risk of developing these diseases, and making some physical activity every day will be a great solution, so you will always be healthy, you will avoid hospital time, or you will avoid all the medicines. And right now we want to check a new concept, physical capacities. It's the real point where we're going to be focusing whenever we're training or exercising. The physical capacities that we're going to be stimulating today is going to be muscle resistance, the capacity of the muscle to pull, push, to defeat the resistance several times during a period of time. It's very important for you to have this ability. Right now it's motor control. It's a point where all the abilities of the nervous system are going to be controlling the musculoskeletal system, so you can perform your exercises in an elegant manner and controlled. will help you in your everyday life to walk whenever you get out of bed, to avoid any falls when you get that. Finally, dynamic balance is gonna help us avoid lesions. For as long as we can stand in one leg without falling, you'll get a higher rate of living and in training. Very important for you to make a very slight warm-up. This is a beginner workout, so we're not going to be making a very elaborated warm-up. For today, you just need to work 15-20 minutes at a very good pace, and that's going to be good enough. If you're going to be performing this exercise in the gym, you can go for the elliptical trainer or a bike. Our first exercise today is going to be the squat. So for starters, you have to send your hips back. You can do it like I'm doing here with a bench or chair behind you, so when your buttocks touch the chair, you're going to be pulling straight up. You can use your arms as counterbalance, and also when you're coming down, make sure your knees are going out. This is going to help you stabilize your hip and do it very, very good. We're going to be performing this exercise for between 10 and 20 reps. Make sure you're breathing through your nose. So next exercise, the reverse lunge. You can actually help yourself with a bench or chair like I do here for balance. When you're coming back, you're gonna be sending one of your legs as far as possible. Make sure you bend both knees. And when you're coming up, make sure you're pushing through your heel. This will give you great activation of those glute muscles and hamstrings. Very good exercise to get some single leg strength. If you're more advanced, you can actually get your hands off the chair and work without it. Make sure you keep your core tight during the whole motion. Let's go for another exercise, a bodyweight renegade row. In this exercise, we're going to be working on shoulder stability and core control. So you only have to place one of your hands on the floor, pull the other one to your waist or to your rib cage. Make sure your pelvis is not rotating and then you're not falling in your shoulders. Keep your abs tight, keep your glutes tight, and give me 10 or 20 per arm. It's very good exercise to stimulate those abs, those shoulders. Let's go for our next exercise, side lunge. You only have to take a long side step in which when you land, you're gonna be sending your hip back. When you're coming up, you're gonna be pressing through your heel, trying to extend the knee and close the legs to the initial position. Make sure that you're placing your foot in a very similar stance in every step you take. You wanna be feeling a slight and gentle stretch on your inner thigh. And this exercise is gonna work great for your glutes, for those inner thighs, those legs incomplete. Great coordination and great mobility work. Okay, let's go for some single leg raises. These leg raises are not properly for the abs. They're gonna be working a lot on your hip flexor. What you gotta do, you gotta keep your knee perfectly straight and you gotta turn your toes to your face. Whenever you're moving the leg up, you're gonna feel a slight stretch on the back of your leg. This will help mobility and actually has a great transference to activities like walking up the stairs and running, things that we do in everyday life. If you're a beginner, definitely give this exercise a try. Perform it very careful. Make sure you're flexing that leg. Make sure you're keeping it straight. In the whole range of motion, you're gonna feel the difference. Also very important for you to keep your back flat on the ground. Very important for developing this exercise. Alright, let's go for some glute bridges. This is gonna work for mainly our buttocks and hamstrings. What you gotta do, you gotta push through your heel. You're gonna be pushing strong on the ground, getting those hips up in the sky. Make sure you flex the glutes when you get up, and always keep your core real tight. Make sure you're also pushing the ground with your elbows. This is gonna give you extra stability and control. In this exercise particularly, make sure you're flexing with all your strength through the butt. Alright, let's go for some Aquaman extensions. This Aquaman extensions is gonna help for all of our lumbar extensors, hip extensors, and shoulder flexors. So, we're gonna do alternative. We're gonna raise right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, and we're gonna go for 10 to 20 reps per side. Gonna give you great control, still has great transfer to walking activities, because we're actually performing that contralateral pattern. Now let's go for some glute kicks. So for a 4-point stand, you're simply gonna drive your heel back, and as you drive it back, you're gonna try and keep a neutral spine and a tight core. The same amount of reps, 15-20 reps that you give me on one leg, you give me on the other. Remember, today we're working between 10 and 20 reps. This exercise is very, very important that you do not allow your hip to rotate externally, because this is gonna take a huge amount of the effort off the glute maximus. So make sure you're keeping your hip straight and push it up. Let's go straight into some knee bend push-ups. This is a beginner option. You just have to keep your glutes and core real tight, and as you come down, make sure your elbows doesn't flare out a lot. Keep them close to your rib cage so your shoulder will be in a nice position to work. If you're actually advanced, go straight for the full push-up. As well as the past version, you need to keep a good core control, keep those abs flexed, keep that glute real flexed, and that's it, friends. We're done for today, the first round of the circuit of today. General recommendations for you to consider: every exercise will be performed between 10 and 20 reps accordingly to your fitness level. If you feel like 10 reps is already making you work a lot, that's good enough for you. Remember, this is day one, but challenge yourself. If you can go for 12, 15, actually do it. We're gonna be performing 3 sets of every exercise. You're gonna be going to one exercise for the next, resting only 30 seconds between them. So you perform an exercise, rest 30 seconds, get hydrated, let's go for the next exercise, so I get the whole circuit. Once I get it done, I'm gonna hit a big pause for 1 minute. You repeat it all over 3 times, and that's it for today. So we're done. Right now, what we have left is to go back to resting state. So we're gonna perform some static stretching. It's gonna help us relax our muscle and to liberate metabolic toxins that are gonna be left as a result of exercise in our muscles, and it's gonna help us to recover for the coming session. So first off, we're gonna stretch our pectoral muscles. We're gonna keep a straight elbow. We're gonna turn gently to the other side, and you're gonna hold this position for at least 10 to 15 breaths. Here you have to breathe to actually take the time. Make sure you're actually retracting your scapula, so you're gonna allow that chest to actually open and stretch a lot. Next stretch, very, very popular amongst the people who exercise. We're simply gonna try and touch our toes. Just try to keep your back really, really flat. A lot of people get actually very curved in their backs while doing this. You keep it straight. Perfect, let's go. And now we're gonna stretch our quads. You only have to send your foot back. You grab yourself from your ankle, hold it tight up, hold your glute, and breathe 10 times in this position, or 15, straight to the other leg. Last stretching we're gonna perform today is gonna be for those hip flexors. We're gonna get on that kneeling position. The people who actually sit a lot will benefit a lot from this stretching. You're gonna keep your hands straight and you're gonna start flexing your glute, stretching this side of your hip. Very well, friends. Remember, you're gonna keep every stretching position for at least 15 seconds. And that's it for today. And remember, every decision counts.